Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me and you, but I just happen to be Greg Mannarino. Big freaking deal, right? Anyway, listen, we got a lot to talk about today because there seems to be a really big secret, and people aren't allowed to know what the heck is going on. Imagine my shock. So, post market wrap up on this Monday, April 24th, 2023. No surprise, I don't think, to a single person out here that follows this blog. We are starting to see another wave of corporate layoffs. I don't think there's an end in sight here. Let me put a little light on this for those of you that maybe are new here or don't really get it. There seems to be a lot of doublespeak going on. Corporations clearly are preparing for a severe economic downturn. Why do you think they're laying off thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people? Because they think everything's going to be great, productivity is going to be gangbusters. You really think so? No. But out of the other side of our of the mouth of imbecile presidents and Fed presidents and everything else, they don't see a recession, everything is fine. You got the CEOs of Wall Street super banks telling everyone, go out, borrow, keep on borrowing. Look, the fact of the matter is, and you know this already, the real reason that stands behind what central banks are doing right now, that is raising rates, and we're going to get a rate hike soon next week. It has nothing to do with inflation at all. Zero. It's about cutting off the availability of credit to small businesses, which are going to be decimated during the severe downturn, which corporations are preparing for in the economy. I mean, think about it. These corporations here, they employ economists, market strategists, people like me to a large degree to kind of let them know where things are going here. And clearly, they know where this is going. A severe economic downturn, in my opinion, an inflationary depression here. Someone asked a question of me earlier today in one of the posts about why central banks fear deflation more than inflation. Well, this is a pretty straightforward question. What do we know for a fact that central banks must do to maintain their stranglehold on the world? They must inflate. Allowing a deflationary event, anything meaningful other than just certain aspects of the market, which we're seeing now, real estate's a big part of this right now. The reason why real estate, is also being pressured. There's a multitude of reasons for it. It's demoralizing. Okay, what are they trying to do? Instill a sense of learned helplessness into people. Give them every reason to feel dread. You get it here. It's a psychological game that is being played on people right now. They're watching the stock market go up and up and up, although we've done nothing as of late. But the power, and you know this already if you follow my blog, of any central bank resides in only one thing, people. One. And if we can take this one thing away, we could end the central banking system. Well, what am I talking about? If we can prevent, let's say, the Federal Reserve from issuing a single dollar of debt, just one, the whole system will implode like a domino effect around the world. That's how central banks have their stranglehold on the world right now. This debt-based economic model, the fact that it demands cash be pulled into the now in greater and greater amounts just to sustain where we are here. The massive purchases of debt, that is, who's buying all the debt? Really, who's buying it all? Is it really the average guy, the average girl, or even institutions who are watching a market do nothing but go up as of late? I think we're toppy here. And for those of you who follow this blog, I'm looking to short this market in a big way and soon, maybe even this week. So if you do subscribe to my newsletter, link in the description of the video, I will let you know I promise I'm an open book. All right. You can ask me anything you want to. I try to be as straightforward as I can with all of you. Um, and pretty much keep it real. You understand? So anyway, I was just writing a few things down here. This corporate layoff phenomenon that we're seeing and that is accelerating. You knew this from the end of last year. That was one of the things I said was likely to happen moving into this year. We're going to see this a lot more. Um, People's livelihoods, their jobs are in jeopardy. I guarantee you that the corporate bigwigs, oh, they're going to be laughing their way to the bank while everyone else is on the unemployment line. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's no doubt about it. You think they're going to take a pay cut of in any way, shape, or form, bonuses and everything else? No. No, absolutely. The corporate agenda is being fulfilled. And that's a big part of why central banks are raising rates here, cutting off the availability of credit to small businesses, which are being exterminated, the middle class as a whole on a global scale, which is being exterminated. People are slaves to the system. And the biggest proof, where's the proof? I mean, a lot of people say it, and I've been telling people this for years now. Where's the proof that we are slaves to the current system? Well, we work for things, those bills in our pocket and that we like to see in our bank accounts that are not even ours. How many times have I said this? These are loaned to us. They're owned by an issuing central bank, in this case, the Fed, if you live here in the United States, and we owe these bills back to the Federal Reserve, plus the interest they create from nothing. It's an insane situation. We're all slaves to the debt-based system. Period. Eduardo, thank you. So I hope you all understand that. Now, another thing I want to address here real quick. If you look at the comments on my last video, there's many people who are just writing blindly, the petrodollar is dead. The petrodollar is dead, without doing, I would imagine, a shred of research to find out if this is actually true. I know for a fact that there are this YouTuber, that YouTuber, and a bunch of other freaks trying to sell you a lie, and that is that the petrodollar is dead. Most transactions in crude oil and petro products are done using US dollars vastly. Okay. I am not saying that the petrodollar isn't at risk here. Of course. I mean, like we've discussed 1,000 million times here. Sure. You name a major nation around the world, Russia, China. Let's just throw those two out here. Who would not want to have the world reserve currency, or the BRIC nations to collectively having the world reserve currency? It would give that nation, or that group of nations, a real big boost. Thank you, Mitch. I mean, what would they get to do? They get to export their inflation to the rest of the world. And without a war, it's not going to change anytime soon, people. So just get used to that, okay? Central banks, what we're living in now, you know this already, is a side effect of something they've created over 110 years ago. They have all their ducks in a row. They're pushing the economy in the direction they want it to go. They're deliberately slowing down the economy, pressuring the middle class here, and buying all the debt here in a mechanism to try to at least keep the stock market propped up for now. All right, this is going to change at one point. It's going to get real. How many times have I explained to you the gap between the market, the stock market, and the economy? This gap in the middle is going to get wider and wider and wider, and then at one point it's going to get real here. It can't just defy gravity like this and not eventually get real. It's going to get real, and it's again, it's not the stock market we should be looking at here. Thank you, V7P7. I appreciate that. It's the debt market which is driving this entire thing. Why central banks have chosen to, hyperinflate this global debt bubble, buying all the debt here. You know how it works. These central banks, all of them, it's a revolving door for these things. There's none more so than the Fed, issuing debt through one door, buying it back through another, issuing debt through one door, buying it back through another. And this vicious circle is massively inflationary. We're just seeing the side effect of inflation right now, the lag effect from 2008. You do realize that, right? We have money velocity near a historic low. It takes a long time for these extra bills to work their way through the global economy. When we have the rate of which cash is moving through the global economy near a historic low. You understand? It should be very simple. And they're not done. We're going to see a lot more moving forward here, people. I guarantee you that as central banks continue to pressure the currency, what are they doing? What are central banks doing? What have we discussed here repeatedly? They're in a race to the bottom. They're all collectively destroying their currency simultaneously. The consolidation of the entire world banking system is going on, as well as they work their way towards the new central bank digital currency system, period. And we're all going to be forced to live under that. And I think that's just disgusting, honestly. They want every single freedom that we have. And I'll tell you what's even more disgusting is people are going to surrender. Why is it? We've discussed this a million times. I know you know the answer to it, but I'm just going to tell you right now. Why is it that they are creating such dependency on the current system? Because they need people to be dependent on it when they issue in the new system. So these people are going to keep their mouth shut. You understand? That's what it is. You and I, we're able to see through this, I think, a little bit better. There are some people that can see a little further down the road than the next guy. They have a more open mind to understand what's going on. And God forbid you hit these people with even an ounce of truth. They hate your guts for it. They hate your guts. Now, let's look over at this market here. All right, I am personally looking for an opportunity to jump in here and start shorting this market. I think it's going to be very soon, maybe even this week. Again, if you subscribe to my newsletter, link below, you will know exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I'm going to tell you that. Okay. Anyway, with that, we had a market today that finished mixed. We have the NASDAQ under a little pressure. Why? Well, because we're going to get a whole slew of tech earnings here, and there's some trepidation here as to what actually may be going on. Who knows what's actually happening on the books of these institutions here. I don't believe any of it. I think most of you actually know that, at least I hope so here. But again, it doesn't matter. It's perception. It's not what's actually the truth. It's what people perceive to be true, not what is true. You understand? And like I said, you tell people the truth, they immediately go on the attack. They can't handle it. So mixed market, as I said, NASDAQ under some pressure, S&P 500 relatively flat. We're talking about a fractional gain. The Dow fractional gain here. 10-year yield came down a little bit. The dollar got hit pretty good. Okay, crude oil put on a gain today. Gold and silver put on a gain today. Crypto's in a little bit of a flux period, under some pressure today. Bitcoin around 27,000 and change-ish. Okay, we had a pretty big run up here, a pullback in the crypto space, especially Bitcoin. I think would be very bullish in my view. And just as an example, okay, all of you know I've just told you that I'm looking to short this market. I am looking for the right opportunity to short this market. Does it mean, let's say the day I decide to short the S&P 500, does it mean that day the market's just going to go straight down? No, it's going to waver around. In fact, it might go higher that day, might waver around. I'm expecting it to do this on the way down. That's what I'm expecting. And I will be holding those positions for several weeks. I'm not looking to get out in a day. This day trading stuff, which I've been doing a hell of a lot of as of late, starting to really play on my mind. It's I can't handle it. So I'm going back to what I used to do, which was swing trading, holding positions for more than likely for weeks. But again, I'll let you all know what's going on here. With that said, people, that's kind of where we stand here. But I don't think anything they throw at us, and I mean nothing, is a surprise to a single person that follows this blog. We know what they're looking to do here. They're destroying the global economy. Central banks want to be the lenders and buyers of a last resort. Period. They're consolidating the system. They need to collapse the current system. And I think the easiest way for them to do it would be to hyperinflate, would be to allow hyperinflation to manifest itself. And then they say, okay, everyone, I know how bad everything is for you. It's the boiling frog syndrome. Okay, right now people are dealing with inflation going higher and higher and higher, and they're not saying a word. I mean, think about this. Okay, this is how revolting it is to me, and I hope it is to you too. We have central banks for many, many, many months raising rates, raising rates, raising rates. Right off the get-go, we were told by this freak and that creature and things that look like this. You know who I'm talking about. That is temporary. It's transitory. It's been temporary and transitory for a couple of years right now. Okay. It was never meant to be temporary or transitory. All these people who are pushing that all knew it was not true, but they were lying to you. Where's the accountability? I don't know. I don't see it. How about you? But we know, look, they're going to continue to inflate. period. They're going to tell us fake data. They're going to distract us. Look here, pay attention to this instead, blah, blah, blah. You know how it works. It's always the same. It never stops going back as far as you want to go. But that gives us an incredible edge, realizing what's happening here. You understand? All right. Anyway, that's pretty much it, people. I don't know what else to say today. We covered a lot here. Pretty much, well, I'm going to get going. So I will see all of you in the morning. Usual time and place. That'll be right here. Pre-market. We'll sum this all up. So we're going to raise our awareness. We're going to pay attention to what's happening here, people. I really would appreciate a thumbs up. I got 337 thumbs up and 1,153 people watching. Can we work on that, people? Those thumbs up are valuable. So I really could use that. It gets the video out there. Lets people see what's going on. You understand? All right. See you in the morning. All right. Love you a lot.